Hi guys, this is gsn.com and I'm here with the unboxing of the Realme 8 Pro, the first Realme phone with a 108 megapixel camera. It's a special device because it feels a bit like a flagship, on account of having very fast charging and a passion for photographing and filming stars. Yes, it has astrophotography. Okay, so this is the device. It has an interesting backside inscription there to lip and also an interesting texture which feels a bit dotted and a bit like sandpaper. This is actually plastic and it's a very slim and light device priced at around $300, maybe $350 in some regions. You can see here the quad camera with the 108 megapixel shooter, and it's an unboxing, so let's see what's inside the box. It says, "Hey, welcome to the Realme family." And it opens up like this to reveal a key used to access the slots. And then we have these two manuals and a case to protect the device. So this device was unveiled recently at the end of March. It's still rather fresh. It just started debuting all over the world, and it's a pretty appealing proposal together with the other model from the Realme range, Realme 8. And here we have the charger, which may need an adapter in some countries. It has an USB-A port here, and it's supposed to charge up your device pretty fast. I think it's going for 50 watts or something like that. The device itself can definitely charge at 50 watts. And also in the box there's this cable here which goes from USB-C to USB-A. That's pretty much it in a nutshell, the things that are inside the box. Now let's focus on the handset itself. I'm going to have to power it up and see what we're dealing with. First of all, I would say it's pretty grippy and pretty solidly built. Now if you want to talk about the design, let's talk about measurements. 8.1 millimeters in thickness and it weighs 176 grams. And it has an already applied screen protector on top of the screen. And I would say that it comes with a pretty nice grip here, and aside from this color there's also at least one other hue. Okay, inputting the code. I have to warn you, I've already set it up, so we've gotten that out of the way. And the panel you can see right here, it's a Super AMOLED 6.4 inch model with Full HD plus resolution. The refresh rate sticks to 60 Hz, doesn't go to 90 or 120 Hz. Now, aside from the screen, which I just mentioned, and of course the plastic body, I feel the need to go inside the phone and discover what the CPU is about. So it's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G, seen by us recently on the Redmi Note 9 Pro and the Realme 7 Pro, actually the predecessor of this device here. Keeps the same CPU and accompanies it by 8 gigs of RAM, as well as 128 gigabytes of storage, UFS 2.1 and a microSD card slot. We have a 4500 mAh battery inside with 50 watts charging, which is actually not bad. On paper it promises you to reach 50% in 17 minutes. We reached 46% in 15 minutes, so the promise stands. At the bottom you can find an audio jack, two microphones next to it, and also an USB-C port 2.0, and the speaker, it's a singular one. We don't have stereo speakers here. Now let's see what else we have here. So for security we have a fingerprint scanner which is embedded in the screen, an optical one working in tandem with the camera unlock, and for connectivity we have things like let's see here. So obviously there's dual SIM setup, there's Bluetooth here. We also have Wi-Fi dual band, 4G, Bluetooth 5.0, GPS and USB-C 2.0. I think we have finally reached the cameras, and I'm going to start with the front one. The selfie shooter is pretty simple, 16 megapixels and that's it. And if you go to the back side, we have a quad camera setup here, powered by the main 108 megapixel shooter and its LED flash. So the main camera is a 108 megapixel one. It uses the Samsung ISOCELL HM2 sensor. It's pretty similar to the one seen on the Galaxy S20 Ultra. It combines 9 pixels in one and outputs a photo of 12 megapixels with bigger pixels. It also has something called Smart ISO technology, which gives you the best ISO automatically depending on the environment. Together with the 108 megapixel camera, there's an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera 2 megapixel macro and 2 megapixel bokeh. Together they make this module which doesn't protrude too much. We also have a 4K 30 frames per second video capture and slow-mo 960 frames per second. Okay, so we talked about the smart ISO, we mentioned everything here. The macro camera can get as close as 4 centimeters, and the portrait camera, the bokeh one, is actually a black and white shooter. It can detect a pretty wide array of light. Now, the main star of the show is definitely the 108 megapixel camera. You can take shots with its full resolution, and you can actually do some super nightscape shots with its aid, and also aided by the AI technology and its AI noise reduction. Also, we do not have a telephoto camera, but using some special AI trickery and the image signal processor, we can replace it. So basically you're taking a series of photos and the clarity is being enhanced, and those pictures are combined together in order to take a zoomed, or better said cropped photo, which is the result of 3x zoom. So that's basically it. If I took this photo, it's supposed to look just as good as a telephoto camera pic, thanks to the wonders of AI and cropping. Aside from that, one of the selling points of the phone is the starry mode. It's here, this is the starry mode, and it's both photo and video. Video is pretty impressive. It can go up to 240 minutes. You leave it on a tripod and it combines a long series of shots into an impressive video, which shows you the starry night. And the photo version of it is pretty self-explanatory. Of course, it involves AI trickery as well for the pictures. There's 16 pictures combined together, and the algorithm does the rest. Another selling point is the tilt shift mode. So I can go here and pull this down. We got a tilt shift here. What tilt shift does is create some areas of blur around the subject, either with lines or with a circle, in order to highlight it and create a miniature landscape of that image. We also have other interesting features here, like the dual video, splits the screen in two, uses the front and back camera at the same time, and we also have portrait, of course, and we couldn't do without the nighttime photo, also with a special AI feature which lets you add tweaks to it, like the shutter, ISO, white balance, and so forth. Okay, so I think we're done with the camera. More about that in the review. And I would also have to mention that the device runs on, well, it's Android 11 with Realme UI 2.0 on top. We recently reviewed the Realme 7 Pro. It had Realme UI 1. This has Realme UI 2. So in a nutshell, it feels like a astrophotography powerhouse. It promises to take solid shots during the night time, and videos remains to be seen, and also sounds like it can charge up pretty fast and deliver a decent gaming experience. If you've seen the Realme 8 Pro also handling that, excuse me, the Realme 7 Pro before it. It has this special gaming area where you can do some tweaks here. You can have a balance mode, you can tweak the performance, you can get rid of notification and so forth, and hopefully I can get it to work and get it configured. Okay, so that's it, the first contact with the Realme 8 Pro. It feels like a pretty interesting proposal at only $300 or $350, especially with that 108 megapixel camera. Looking forward to seeing if the claim of the 3x zoom is real or not. This is from gsno.com. Bye bye.